best way to predict your future is to create it. Reading is a powerful tool to mold your future. It gives me immense pleasure to welcome Mangala Ganesh ma'am to our session. Mangala Ganesh ma'am is having 19 years of rich experience as a librarian and qualified with a master's degree in library and information science. She is having 19 years of rich experience as a teacher librarian. She helps schools to set up their library creatively and train librarians to develop their professional skills too. She consistently believed in exploring new methods, technology, concepts to improve library efficiency as well as for professional development. She is honored with the Teacher Award 2019, BSLA Trailblazer Award 2019, and second prize in the video presentation for her work at V Samvad Library Colloquium 2021. Without any further delays, let us move on. Ma'am, you may please take over.
Thank you, Rishi. Am I audible?
Yes, ma'am, you are.
Thank you so much. Hello, everyone. I'm Mangala Ganesh. I'm a librarian. I reside in Bangalore. Already Dishti told about me. So today, let's start a special story session. Okay? Let's start. Do you all like stories? I know. We all like stories, right? Where do we get stories? When do we get to hear that? Okay, as long as there have been people, there have been stories. Started from the ancient time. From the stories told in paintings on the ancient caves to the bedtime stories at home, which we told to our young children like you, right? We are surrounded by stories every day. The news on TV, radio, and the newspaper is nothing but stories. Will you believe? Yeah. Our epic books, fables, fairy tales, everything full of stories. Your teacher tells stories in school very often, right? Even your friends too tell stories. Parents tell stories, grandparents tell stories to you, right? So everybody are ready to tell stories always. These stories make up our history and guide our future. When you tell a friend about something that happened to you, you're telling a factual story, real story to them, right? Some stories have lasted 100 years and even thousands of years are still being told. How did it start? Stories began with the oral tradition, meaning they were passed on by being heard and retold. Tradition, culture, practices, experiences covered everything. Later, people began to write the stories down. But we still love to hear the stories instead of reading, right? Isn't it? Stories are very, very powerful. They can teach us morals, values. They can teach our history. They can entertain us. They can make us think about things in ways we have never thought of them before. They can make us laugh. Even they will make us cry too. So stories can bring us laughter, happiness, tears, anger, so much of emotions, feelings in it. Stories can be conveyed in different ways. Do you know that? We can convey in different ways. Pictures convey stories. Movies tell us stories. Comedians make up their routines with stories. You know, songs tell stories to us. Recall everything, what your parents have told and what your teacher has told, all the stories in a singing way. Songs, through songs. How nice it will be, right? When your mother lullaby when she was doing? Even you loved that, right? Then only you used to sleep. Okay, let's read me a story today. Let me read a story. Before let me start the story, let me tell about the story. It's a very simple story, and it's a story of life. It's a story about courage, hope, perseverance, being different, and making a difference. It's about that. It's about a seed. Seed, you know, right? Seed, small seed, having that courage to do something which is different. It's the fact that just about everything in this world comes from a small seed. Yes, it's a fact. Okay, let's see how the seed story goes on. How did it shows its courage? The seed showed its courage. So let's see that. Okay. So this story is actually by the story title is One Seed by Rosemary Phillips. This original edition published in the year of 2002 with black and white pictures. Later in 2017, because of too much of demand, story is wonderful, right? So too much of demand, it published again story with song, music, and colorful illustrations in it. So let's see that song. Okay, let's see that story first, then song. So let me present my screen now. Is it audible? Sorry, is it visible? My screen?
Yes, ma'am, it is.
Perfect. One Seed, a story and song written and illustrated by Rosemary Phillips. You can see the author over here. She's very lively, right? Let's see that how lovely this story too. One Seed. A long time ago, there was a seed blowing about the desert plain. It swilled and flew with the wind and sand in one direction and then another. It never used to be stay in one place, always here and there and here and there. So difficult to stay like that, right? One day, the seed decided to settle down and grow. He was fed up with going here and there, and he wanted to settle down in one place. Now, this was unheard in the desert. Never. Nobody was taking that much courage to do so. All the other seeds shouted as they went spinning by. Was their buddies. They told, no, it's not possible. Don't stay. Let's see that really what happened. It can't be done. It's never been done before. It's impossible. No, you can't do this. But the seed said, yes, I can. Just watch me. It challenged. Such a brave seed. The seed took no notice of what all other seeds said, and it planted itself firmly in one spot. It opened itself and sent up a little shoot, then sent down a little root. See how nicely the root and shoot is coming up and going down. Very courageously, he stood up. Wow, that's really great. Still the wind blew and the sand spilled down. Soon the shoot grew above the surface of the sand. It was green and had little spikes at the top. See, so nicely the spikes have come out. And even the root is growing. It's going in depth. It can't be done. It's never been done before. You will not survive. You will never grow. Everybody started, all other his buddy seeds were discouraging him because they didn't have courage. But this seed is very strong. He was telling, no, yes, I will grow. I will stand in this place itself. Just watch me. Was very courageous again over here. And still the shoot grew and taller and taller and taller and taller. So big. See how nicely it has become. So big until it grew into a tree. It stood majestic against the bright yellow sand and the brilliant blue sky. Wow, that's so cool. All the other seeds were amazed and surprised and shouted as they went spinning by. They are still going around here and there. But our courageous seed stood strong and sprouted and it grew taller and taller and taller. So, what now they are telling? You won't last long. Still, they are not leaving him. See, you won't last long. You wait and see. You will only fall. You will grow so far. You've grown so fast. You will fall again. You won't last long. They are not at all encouraging him. They're still little jealous, I believe, right? Yes, I will, said the seed. He's very courageous. He's not at all taking any negative. He's very positive. He's challenging again. Watch me. Years went by and the tree just grew bigger, bigger, stronger and stronger and started dropping seeds to the ground. Wow, he's giving again so many seeds over their path. Wow, that's so cool now, right? It wasn't long before there were several little trees growing around the big tree. All these other small new tree seeds were very happy. So they were encouraged by this courageous seed. They were inspired by this tree. So they also started growing by themselves. Pretty soon, those new seeds opened up and sent little shoots up to the sky and little roots down into the sand. Wow, that's superb. All are growing so big. Their roots had grown so deeply into the sand to find moisture that they started to suck water up to the surface of the desert. And soon the sand was moist enough for grass to grow. See now, grass also started coming. Where the positivity is there, many people will come along with them, right? They will join their hands. That's what it is happening now. Grass also started growing. Then, when there were several trees growing strong and tall, grass was growing too. Then the water began to bubble to the surface and made a wonderful cool blue lagoon. Wow! See now, in the desert, it's very difficult to find this such place, right? But because of one seed, see the atmosphere. As the complete environment has changed. Word about the new lagoon was carried across the land by the wind because cool breeze they found it. And little birds and insects flew to the sea, this magnificent place, and make it their home. Wow, they wanted some place, good place. They were searching. The cool breeze went to them, and they all attracted by that. And they all came here. They built the nest and they started staying there. Wow, now that place, just imagine how that it will be. With them, they carried all kinds of seeds which grew into beautiful plants and flowers. Wow. When the crows, birds, different birds, when they're going, just they will not go. They're hardworking birds, right? So they'll carry along with them something. So these small seeds, even they carried. So the place became very beautiful now. One day, some very travelers were making their way across the desert and noticed in the distance this magical place. Now, people also came to know about this magical place. They led their camels to the lagoon, relaxed in the shade. They were very happy now. Such a sunny weather will be there right in the desert. So now they're getting the cool place in the desert. It's really amazing. They felt very happy and filled themselves with a cool, fresh spring water. Wow, that's great now. Because of one seed courage, see the magic. After a few days, they felt refreshed and stronger and continued on their journey across the desert. In their clothes, they carried seeds that had fallen on them from the trees while they rested. Even they also carried the seeds along with them. They're feeling very happy, excited to carry those things. But what happened? On the way, even as the travelers walked across the desert, the seeds fell out of their clothes one by one. All were courageous, right? Because mother seed was very courageous and took hold in the sand and grew into trees. Wow. See now, the desert becoming forest, I believe now. So next time that you are seeking shade and you find it under a tree, just remember, it took one brave seed to start to grow when all other seeds said it was impossible and couldn't be done. But still, that one seed took the courage and made it possible. Did you all like the story? Superb, right? It's just one seed, that's all, nothing else. Right? Okay, so let me do one thing now. I told you in the beginning, the story is conveyed in different ways. I told you through song too. Now, this author has written the song also, right? Not only the story, the same story in a song way. So let's sing that song all together. Okay? I'll be playing. Now, author also is coming to our session. She'll be singing. So along with us, she'll be singing. So let's see that, how it works. 1 minute, just I'm presenting that screen. Sisya Cat, please tell me whether my screen is visible. Right?
Yes, ma'am. Your screen is visible. Good to go.
Now let's have some fun and sing along with the One Seed Children and the One Seed Song. There once was a seed that decided, others laughed and teased, but that seed just wouldn't say no. In itself it truly believed. It took one seed to make a difference. It took one seed to grow up tall. It took one seed to have the courage. One seed, that's all. The seed took root and grew real tall, while the others laughed and teased. You won't last long, you'll only fall. Yet the seed became a tree. It took one seed to make a difference. It took one seed to grow up tall. It took one seed to have the courage. One seed, that's all. Now that tree is fully grown, and now it's making seeds strong enough It won't be long as they grow up into trees. It took one seed to make a difference. It took one seed to grow up tall. It took one seed to have the courage. One seed, that's all. Next time that you're seeking shade and find it under a tree, remember that seed and the risk it made, how it grew for you and me. It took one seed to make a difference. It took one seed to grow up tall. It took one seed to have the courage. One seed, that's all.
Come on, everybody, sing together.
It took one seed to make a difference. It took one seed to grow up tall. It took one seed to have the courage. One seed, that's all.
That's all. The story ends. Did you all like the story? Just one seed. How did it changed? How did it transform the desert? How many people, how many birds got the chance to live there and stay there and enjoy that environment? Right? Now, your turn now. Whenever you find a seed, plant it. Who knows? That's maybe the courageous seed. Okay. Thank you so much for joining my story session. Thank you so much. Over to you, Dishti.
That was a spectacular book indeed. A simple story about life which we children and adults should treasure. Thank you, ma'am, for such a great explanation, I should say. And then, yes, now we are moving to the end. I would like to end by saying that impossible is not a fact, it's just an opinion. To this, we come towards the end of the session. Hope you all enjoyed it. Now, if you want to be a part of this session, please do reach out to Vidyadan so all of us can work cohesively. I would like to thank all of you for the support shown towards this campaign of Read Me a Story on behalf of Vidyadan. Thank you so much and hope you all have a great day ahead. Thank you.
Thank you, team.